Germany's like National Day is on Monday. So
well, it's like not actually. I know I told you that. I'm sorry, but like Tag der Deutschen Einheit. I think it's a reunion of like West and East Germany in 1990 or whatever that was.
Okay, well, so they've been having this festival in like the city center for it. So we don't know if it's still going on, but we're gonna go and check it out. Our plan is to find something to eat that we've never had before, or that looks good. I'm sure I've never had it before.
Und Jana, eure Mama vermisst euch. Diesmal geht's andersrum.
So they have these boxes,
Yeah.
and they have to like puzzle. It's like a puzzle. It's two teams against
Und
each
es
other.
wird fleißig.
Ja, die Kunst ist natürlich genau umgedreht zu denken. Ne?
Ja.
Alter Schwede.
Freunde puzzeln noch auf dem
I
Fuß.
thought you left.
This is like handmade stuff, right?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's cool, right?
So, auf dem Turm wird's langsam wackelig.
Ja, jetzt geht's um die Kunst.
Fight with it.
Die Youngster sind schon fast.
So 13 bucks.
It's cool. Look at these helmets behind you.
Seems to be real leather.
And look at these bows.
Yeah.
Das sind jetzt zumindest Schuhe verwendet zu können. Und sind aber ziemlich fix.
Oh, somebody just won.
Sind die Gartenfreunde?
Ribs on a stick.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Is that the winner or
What?
is that the winner?
No, I don't feel that. Sorry. Did you want to have that?
No.
Okay, good.
No. When me and Remo were dating, we went to a supermarket for the first time, and I was pushing the cart and I hit his heels with the cart, the front cart, do you remember?
Yeah.
And he jumped so high and it hurt him so bad. We kind of just started dating, so he didn't say that it hurt him until way later, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. So now I think of that every time I am gonna hit him. Remo has decided on a pretzel. Is that what we're deciding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get a pretzel with cheese and like, I think it has cheese and ham over there.
everything here is like so overpriced. So, right? But pretzel seems okay.
Same in the US, you know, places like this.
Yeah. And we are about to get a huge storm rolling in. It's actually a really cool picture, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So here we have Parkplätze für Frauen.
Parking spots for women.
We're just leaving the festival and it's actually raining by now. We got our umbrella. And it's really cold actually.
Yeah, it's kind of cold.
1st of October and it's getting really cold. After we have moved to Germany and we've been here for a few months, we've sort of compiled a list of things that we wish we would have done before we came to Germany, or the things that we're glad that we did before we came to Germany. And we want to share for anyone who is just interested, or maybe they're thinking of moving to Germany and you're like, where do I even start? We have come up with some things that we think from our experience is the most important. The first thing, and the most important we think, is the paperwork. So make sure you have all of your paperwork in order.
But you actually have to start this kind of early, so when you consider like moving somewhere, you should think of this first.
Yeah.
So that includes applying for visas. You need to have like some kind of visa, or if you're married like Bree is, then you can come like just without a visa. But in general, you need a visa for work, for school, or whatever it is you're planning on doing in Germany.
Your passport, you obviously need a passport. So make sure that your passport has enough time, it's not expired, you know, up to date, everything's up to date with your passport, because really you can't really get anywhere without a passport. That's also your form of ID in other countries, like that's...
For a while at least.
Yeah.
So you should know that you can use your American driver's license here in Germany for up to a year.
6 months. Your US driver's license you can use for up to 6 months if you are moving to Germany for over a year. So if you plan to only stay in Germany up to a year, you can actually use your driver's license for that year. You just have to go to your local, like when you get to Germany, you have to go to your local driver's registration office, and like clear it with them, show your license and your reason for being here, and show that you're planning on leaving in a year. And
Local driver's license office. We don't have that here.
okay.
What is it called?
Local driver's registration.
We should have a German name for that.
Okay. Well, he's gonna look up the German name for it. And after 6 months, if you plan on moving here permanently or at least for longer than a year, after 6 months you need to get a German driver's license. And you don't actually have to take classes. They don't make you do that, but they do recommend you take classes just to get a feel of like the road rules for Germany. In Europe, you mostly have manual cars.
Stick
Stick-shift cars. And I grew up on an automatic car, and so I don't know how to drive that yet, so we haven't gone through this process yet. It costs €425 to get a driver's license in Germany.
So the name of that place that we talked about, well, it's called die Führerscheinstelle, or it's called the Kfz-Zulassungsstelle, just like the general term. So when Brianna came over, she still had a bank account, but she kind of like closed it out right before she left. And now that she's been here for a while, her parents actually wanted to send us some money, and we were like, oh, how are we gonna do this? And they were like, yeah, we can't really, it's like too complicated, it costs too much money, it takes too long.
Yeah.
So it's possible to send money to Germany, but it actually, the charges are quite high and it's a hassle. So don't close out your bank account.
So the last thing that we thought of was insurance. I am still insured under my dad because I am under 26, and so my insurance covers me in Europe, and so coming here I thought, oh, okay, I can just find a doctor around me that's covered and I'm good to go, and I didn't really think anything else of it. Now that I'm here, I recently wanted to go to the doctor, and I looked up the doctors that I could go to that are covered, and the doctors that I could go to are really far away. They're not anywhere close to me in this little town, and the specialty doctors that I want, I can't find it all through the insurance. And so it's kind of caused a lot of problems.
You underestimate your travel time it takes, like to go to like a big city if you're like in a small city, or you might even not even have like a specific doctor in your city, so you have to travel through like to Berlin or someplace to like get that doctor, and it's quite a big hassle. So if you stay longer, you probably should eventually go get a German insurance, which is not as expensive as the US.
Yeah.
Ones are.
Yeah, so figure out before you come here where your doctors are. It's good for also for emergency situations, so you know where you can go, where you're covered before you get a German insurance. Or if you come here for work or whatever, you should be insured anyways.
You need to be able though to show that you've been insured for the last 3 to 4 years, depends on insurance. So make sure you have some kind of documentation of that when you come over.
Any paperwork that you don't know if you're gonna need or anything, I would say just bring it. If you're guessing about it, just bring it, because there's been a few things, our immunization records that we did bring over, but like my degree, I had to get that shipped over here, which caused us to wait longer for my immigration. So I think any important papers like that, just bring them over.
We looked into shipping all our stuff over to Germany, and we were not able to find a solution, like a way to ship it affordably.
Yeah. What we had discovered and what we think is the best way is to not ship anything. So Remo came over first, and then I came over a few months later, and I sold everything that we have, everything we got for our wedding. I sold it all before we came. And I really think that that's the best way. I would do that over again if I could. I did have some things that I am keeping at my parents' house, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. But if I wasn't able to do that, I would sell it all and keep the things that are really important to me. I would have kept and brought over. We've had to kind of start buying things as we got here, and you just should know that things here are just more expensive. That's just how it is.
Another thing, of course, don't forget your adapters for your electronics, for your American electronics.
We would recommend not just planning on finding a hotel when you get here, but to already have something set up, an apartment maybe already ready, or someone that you can crash with. Just because there's not really like motels here like there is in the US that you can just like find when you get to a city. If you're willing to pay a lot, then you can find anything really. But if you're on a budget, then I would try to do it all before you got here.
And it's a combination of expensive hotels or motels, and that it takes a while to find an apartment. In general, and in the big cities, it's hard to find an apartment, and you're always gonna be like competing with other people to get one.
Our third thing, we think it's important to stock up on things.
Even though we said you shouldn't ship anything from the US, there are some American things that you just can't find here and you're gonna miss soon, just because you're gonna miss America. So get some peanut butter before you come over.
Yeah, get some peanut butter. Baking powder, it's just not the same here. Also, one thing that I wish that I did bring is US measuring cups. It's actually kind of hard here to find like your basic 1 cup, half cup, fourth cup, third cup, and then tablespoon, teaspoon.
So don't ship anything, just, buy the extra bag for the airplane. There were a lot of things we weren't sure about when we decided to move over. Like we didn't know how we were gonna do it and stuff, or that we've done wrong. But still overall, like you figure things out, and the government officials, they don't like you, but they're still helpful enough.
There are people who want to help you and who are nice, and I think it's a good idea to try to learn the language before you come here, or at least start looking into it. But you don't have to be fluent when you get here. People will help you any way they can, even if they don't know English and you don't know German. I have found that there's still nice people everywhere, and I'm really glad that we came here and have learned all the things that we have learned and are still continuing to learn.
After all, you always regret those things that you didn't do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're trying to decide or you want an adventure, do it. So those are our 4 things that we think are the most important. Obviously, it depends on people. Those are just from what our experience, what we have thought that we are glad we did or wished we did. So
Hope we can help you a little bit.
yeah.
If there's anything you want to know, ask us a question.
Yeah. Okay, so we thought it would be a good idea.
Sorry. I can't even speak English anymore.
For the time being. Ooh,
Say you did read. It cost us. Recording again, babe.
It's recording?
Yeah.
Did I ever stop it?
Oh, babe, I don't know. How are you feeling, babe?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
You'll look fine. You'll look great.